Welcome back to my channel, Shin here. You know, I never thought my favourite anime of all time and my favourite game of all time would be mentioned in the same sentence. But here we are. We got a Bleach game and a Xenoblade game in the works. Let's go! Right, so recently, a credible leaker by the name of Midori on Twitter, or X, whatever you like to call it, mentioned on a post that a Bleach game would be coming to the Nintendo Switch. That in and of itself got me crazy hyped because we have been hearing rumours of a Bleach game for consoles in development for some time now. There's also a Bleach mobile game that we know about called Bleach Soul Resonance that's still in development. Initially I thought it'd be one of these two, as especially in the case of Soul Resonance, devs did promise to port the game over to the consoles and PC. However, unfortunately the game in question is by K-Lab, and there's only one popular Bleach game by K-Lab, Bleach Brave Souls. Now don't get me wrong, Brave Souls is a good game and a free game for anyone looking to get into Bleach. I myself have been playing it for many years. I must have put out more than 600 hours in it. If you're a new fan of Bleach and you've been keeping up with a 1000-year Bloodwater anime with no understanding of the industry and the background of the world of Bleach, then Brave Souls is a great game to be fast-tracked, as it tells the story of the anime in a visual novel format in a fast-paced manner. It's great in general, as it's even got light novel content like Can't Fear Your Own World, which isn't adapted anywhere else. For the longest time, this is where Bleach fans would go to get a feel for how characters would look and feel before the anime's eventual return was announced. There's a reason why 90 million people have played the game. That's Genshin Impact levels of download we're talking about here. So the game's quite good. You might not think so, but it's a great game. However, with all that said, Bleach fans, including myself, have been begging for the longest time for a new Bleach console game, and to know it's not that is somewhat disappointing, but I'm still hopeful that we will get a new Bleach game at some point. The Bleach anime has been doing incredibly well and has been giving Studio Peridot the biggest success. It's also been talked about amongst fans. Of course they'd want to benefit off of all the hype, so there's no reason for us not to get one. So I'm hopeful we will definitely get one at some point. I just ask that it's a JRPG game and not a half-assed fighter or anything else. You know, it's not even like we lack any sort of source material. The anime's finished, the manga's finished, the light novels are finished, and they've been untouched other than the bits and pieces that have been used for the Bleach Brave Souls games. Just adding the entirety of the anime with the addition of light novel material in a JRPG format, like an anime JRPG format, would be a huge reason for many people to pick up the game. Just thinking about it just gets me so freaking excited. Like, oh my god, just imagine. You could even cash on it by making it a DLC, after the main story of Ichigo, from the time he comes across Rukia to the eventual downfall of Yohabaha, or making that the main game events, kind of like Dragon Ball Kakarot, which is perfect example for how a Bleach game could be. And then in the DLC, you could have, just like in the Can't Fear Your Own World light novel, you could be put in the shoes of Shuhei, following the aftermath of the events that happen in the main game, and also delving into light novel material. Also, there's room. You could also do in the main game, but what you could also do is, if there's any character, for example, there's actually a lot of DLC characters, light novel characters that you could delve into and like flesh them out a lot more than you could by wording it out on a page in an animated format. And then you can end it all off at the end of the DLC with a tease for the next game by showing the events of the one-shot Hell arc that Kubo-san recently made. The game could be a perfect contender for an open world game, kind of like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because Bleach is an expansive world. There's many places. There's a Yukamondo, there's obviously the Soul Society, there's obviously the normal Earth where Ichigo resides, Karakura Town and whatnot. You could spread characters out to different regions, different places, obviously like in Tears of the Kingdom where there's like 3 different places. There's obviously the normal Earth, there's the skies, and then there's the under place, or under, whatever you call it. I don't remember what it's called. Similarly, you could have Earth, Yukamondo, Soul Society, and you could have all these different people spread out to different places. All the Shinigamis in Soul Society, all of the Arancas residing within their home place, the Yukamondo, and then having all of Ichigo's normal friends and family being in Karakura Town. You could even have a day and date system where, even though just like in Persona, Ichigo's got people to save, the world to save and whatnot, he still has a life, he still has to go to high school. And obviously, I'm not for this, but maybe for the people that wanted Ichigo to get with Rukia, you could have a what if scenario. Instead of Orihime, they could choose to be with Rukia. And I don't know how that would work, that would be a little bit weird, but yeah, you could have something like that to kind of please those fans. And for the quest system, it doesn't even have to be like fetch quests on like generic quests like that. It can be actual quests that's like weaved into the actual anime and the lore of the anime, such as, just as how in the beginning Ichigo would help lost souls pass on before he got his Shinigami powers, and obviously after that he would, with the hilt of his Zanpakuto, that's how you pass them on. And obviously you could have that as a quest where you go about helping souls to pass on, and or maybe stopping a hollow. You do certain side quests before, like, a bigger one comes on. The bigger side quest is you stopping, and that could be in and of itself like a mini side quest arc, kind of like in Xenoblade, where it's a side mission, yes, but it also makes up the main story, and it gives flavor to the main story. So for example, there's a fear of hollows combining together to form one of them bigger hollows, which I forgot what it was called, the one with the long nose, and Ichigo has to stop it. And obviously you could have something like, there's so much that we could possibly do. But just thinking about it just gets me so excited. Like, imagine that. Like, how hype would that be? Like, oh my god, that'd be so sick. Taikubo-san, if in the off chance that you're watching this, you see I'm doing games design and development for a degree. I just got off of a project for making a game. Industry people like Ubisoft and EA's and the like came. They judged my game. I came second, right? So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just some rando that does not know what he's talking about. I know how to make a good game. So it's not even like I don't know what I'm talking about. All these are banging ideas. I don't mind. Use my ideas. I don't want nothing for it. Just give me a game for this. Take my ideas and make a game out of it. And I promise you, if you do not have money flowing in like it's nobody's business, you can change my name to douchebag. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Give me ideas for what we could do in a Bleach JRPG game. Moving on to the next segment. Moving on, someone replied to Midori's post of Bleach asking about what's Monolith Soft been up to. And the reply has actually gotten me so gassed. But I wasn't even surprised, because if you played the latest Xenoblade game, you would know we're about to get more Xenoblade content. So anyways, Midori replied saying that Monolith Soft is indeed working on a new project by the codename Legacy. And just like all of Xenoblade fans, we all collectively thought about Xenosaga initially, as it makes sense after playing Future Redeemed. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case, as Midori quickly shot the idea down and said the game is an internal project by Nintendo, and Xenosaga is owned by Bandai Namco, therefore making it an external project. From this point on, we're in speculation territory, but fans started to discuss what the new Xenoblade game could be. Many, including myself, feel that it could be a Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster based on the codename Legacy. If you think about it, we don't have anything else in terms of Xenoblade IP that hasn't been touched, with the exception of Xenoblade X making it the most plausible idea. Then there's people who think it could be a new Xenoblade game that Monolith Soft has had key art on their website for a few years, which I highly doubt is the case, if I'm being honest. The images in question seem to have more of a Zelda feel to it. It's more like a Zelda game, because if you look closely, you can see like a Triforce. And as a self-proclaimed Xenomaster, I don't think I remember seeing a Triforce in any of the Xenoblade games, ever. Besides, even the sword and the supposed knight is holding what looks like a Master Sword sheath, so no, I don't think it's that. But I do think there's a chance of it being a new game, just not one we've seen anything on. And I say this based on the interview Takahashi-san recently had, based on the Aionios Moments book that was just released a month or two ago. So upon being asked the question about a certain event that happens in the game, and to clarify a little bit more, Takahashi-san, he said that he didn't want to clarify too much, as it would perhaps spoil on what's to come in the next installment, or what's to come in the future. I believe I read this in a Japanese interview. I'll have it up on screen if I can find it again, but it's also within the book itself, so it's documented. When he says that, what does that mean? Obviously, we're about to get something. So whether it's like a Xenoblade X remake, a lot of people call Xenoblade Definitive Edition a remaster. I strongly push against that. That to me was a remake, 100% remake. So much, the visuals changed, combat changed with the addition of the days system, UI, interface, mechanics, new content. That's a remake. That is not a remaster. But what I'm trying to say is, if we get one like that for Xenoblade Chronicles X, with the addition of perhaps what happens after the ending of X, so whether it be that, or it be in the form of a new Xenoblade game, or maybe a remaster of Xenosaga Trilogy remastered on the Switch, perhaps with some new details, or maybe not, but somehow, somewhere we are going to be getting more details. So I am quite confident that we're going to be getting some, very good things moving on into the future in terms of like Xenoblade content. Oh my days, I'm actually so freaking excited for this stuff, and just thinking about it gets me so hyped. Yeah, there's obviously that. There's not much else to say here other than, you know, what I'm telling you right now, because, you know, anything beyond this point is just, again, pure speculation. But what we do know for a fact is that there is indeed another Xenoblade game coming. Most likely a Xenoblade, a Nintendo Switch 2 game. I'm fine with it, if I'm being honest, because from what we've heard of the leaks and rumors of the Nintendo Switch 2, you know, it's supposedly going to be a very, very powerful and capable console in terms of a handheld console. So I would much rather Monolith Soft work on that console. Monolith Soft has always been known for just pushing the absolute limits of the consoles that they've worked on and making a game for it time and time again. Look at the Xenosaga, I believe 1 and 2 remaster for the DS, or whether it be the Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U and Xenoblade games on the Switch. I have not a single doubt in my mind that Monolith Soft is going to come through, and Takahashi-san is just cooking, like he's just cooking right now. Let's just wait on the table. Let's just, you know what I'm trying to say, hold it down for a little bit, because yeah, Takahashi-san is about to come out with a banger. Honestly, the possibilities are endless and anything could happen. I understand for some of you, you might be excited about the Bleach game over the Xenoblade, or vice versa, but honestly, as a die-hard fan of both of them, I'm so happy. I feel like I could die hearing the news, as I love both the franchises to bits and consider myself a lucky man. The fact that both my favourite pieces of media are being mentioned together is something a fan could die happy once you experience it. But you played yourself if you think that I'm a tap out. There's more to come, and I hope to experience a lot more moments like these in the future. Lastly, I did want to mention I made a Xenoblade merch video some time ago, and that did quite well, so I'm doing a part 2 of the Xeno merch. I'm just waiting on a few things, notably the Mio figure, which I believe will come out this year, late this year or early next year. So I don't know, I might hold off or I might finish the video, but regardless, that's the only thing left. And other than that, there's also a big Bleach merch video that I'm making that should be finished, you know, sometime soon. Well, that should have been finished, but the thing is, Bleach just announced more figures, so I'm on the edge. Should I just make it one big merch video, or should I publish this and then make a part 2? Regardless, stay tuned for that, and back to the video. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you're excited, because I'll tell you now, words cannot explain how full my heart feels, how genuinely excited I am with the future of both Bleach and the Xenoblade. With that being said, peace out. の思い描いがちな声に忘れろ同じこと嫌い誰かの叫び理解続けようあの星のように